Hi everyone, I'm here with yet another fall makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy. My skin has become very dry because it has become much colder and drier where I live. So as you can see, my skin tends to get really stressed from the transition, so you can see that I have a lot of redness, I have some breakouts. So I'm going to be using a moisturizing primer followed up with a full coverage foundation. The Tarte Face Tape Foundation is usually really matte, but with a really nice dose of hydration beforehand, I can get that full coverage that I want, and I won't dry out my skin either. As you can see, I did get a little bit tan over the summer, so this is a little bit light for me, but I'll be using some bronzer later. And as you can also see, it is very full coverage. I'm now going to use this concealer to cover up my under eyes. I'm not going to use as much just because the foundation did such a great job of covering up the majority of my dark circles already. I got this powder in my Sephora birthday kit thingy, so it's just a little tiny sample size, and I thought I would give it a try today. It seems to be okay. I don't really know how well it sets my makeup because even though it's so cold and dry now, I still sometimes can get sweaty and then it breaks up on my nose. This Fenty bronzer in the shade Inda Sun is my new current favorite bronzer. It's pretty much impossible for me to over apply, and yet you can still see that it does show up on my skin tone. So I'm just going to use this to kind of both bronze and contour my face. I'm now going to start working on my brows with the Brow Wiz. This is a backup that I bought during 21 Days of Beauty a very long time ago, so I'm just trying to use it up at this point. I'll be going in with a brow pen later and also a brow mascara, so I'm just using the pencil to just kind of establish a baseline. This pen has been almost panned, so as you can see, it's drying out a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to repurchase it just because it is pretty pricey for what it is, and I still am working on my brow blade, but I do really like this brow pen. As usual, I'm using the M Cosmetics brow cream. It is just the best, especially for stubborn Asian brows like mine. Next, I am trying this eye primer again. The first time I used it, I found it to be rather sticky and I couldn't really blend shadows very well. But because this look that I had in mind was going to be pretty intense and smoky, I thought it would be good because I'll be doing a lot of packing and not as much blending, I hope. This is like the most intense fall palette that I own. I actually bought it a while back, but I never got around to using it. I know, shame on me. So I'm gonna just start off with the darkest color, and I'm just packing it all over my eyelids. And then I'm just gonna try to blend out some of the edges a little bit, and just alternate between blending and packing. Next, I'm gonna just warm up the look just the littlest bit and also use this shade to kind of blend out the edges even more. I just take it all the way up to my brow bone today. I honestly don't think I look all that bad if my shadow goes all the way up to my eyebrows, so I do it just because then I can kind of feel like I have more lid space than I actually do. Next, I'm going to be using the metallics in this Pat McGrath Astral Blitz Quad that I also got and then never used, so shame on me again. These four are all her like special baked formula, so they're best used with a finger, but if you ever need precision, a dense brush works well too. I thought that I would try using eyeliner just to kind of add some refinement to the look and add some more smokiness to my eyes. So I was using this pencil, but it really needs to be sharpened, and I lost my sharpener, so as you can see, I'm trying my best to work with it using a brush. To kind of salvage it a little bit, I'm going to take one of the shades in the dark matte palette that is close to it, and I'm going to use it to kind of try and finesse it up a little bit. I think this look would have worked just fine without any eyeliner, honestly, but it is what it is. Just adding some false lashes, since this is such a dramatic look. I'm also still at that awkward phase of like, is my lash lift gone? Is it still lingering? So wearing mascara makes my lashes look really tangled. I'm just going to be using this on my lower lashes as usual. I still think the Better Than Sex mascara has a better finish, but it flakes. The thing that I'm most excited about today is this Menagerie Cosmetics blush palette. I finally was able to get a restock, and it finally arrived, so I am so excited to use it. I'm gonna first use one of the shades kind of on the outer portion of my face. As you can see, it's like really super pigmented, so definitely don't use very much, and it blends out really, really well. I then took the second shade that I indicated and I was trying to create like a gradient effect onto my inner cheek, but I think I ended up over applying it, as I always do. So I'm gonna use some more of that Hourglass powder to kind of clean it up a little bit. I figured that this pale gold shade in this Dior highlighter quad would match really well with the rest of my face, so that's what I'm using today. Is it just me or have a lot of highlighters come out this holiday? Which, like, I'm not mad at, I do wish I could have gotten, you know, all of them, because I like them all, but currently cannot get them all. Lastly, for my lips, I wanted to do a more brown lip, which is something that I do maybe once every century. Brown is not really my color. Since it's going to be such a dark lip, I overlined my lips, and then I am going to have a warmer base color underneath. The Mademoiselle formula is okay, I just like the color. And then the point color is going to be this Lippie Sticks in Grunge. I just apply it on the inner portion to kind of create a gradient lip, Korean style, so that way I can have a brown lip but also still kind of not have a super brown lip. So here's the finished look. It's a little more intense than the previous fall looks that I did. I thought it would be really fun to do a more grungy fall look for you guys, but that didn't really use any jewel tones. I wanted to save that for another tutorial where I use jewel tones. I hope you enjoyed this video.